The COVID-19 pandemic of 2020 has caused huge heartbreak, literal heartbreak, financial loss, and job loss. But actually, could we look back at 2020 as our best year yet? This is Sarah with Your Ideal Self, and if you are new here, then welcome. On this channel, I try to give you perspective and to challenge your way of thinking. So, if you like that sort of thing, then consider subscribing. We don't have to be all gloom and doom about everything, guys. Of course, there is chaos, there is breakage, there are people hurting so bad. But the way that we look at this and we perceive this, and the way we overcome it, is a big deal. So we are going to put all those bad things about the pandemic into a little bag. We're gonna look at them, acknowledge them, and put them to the side. I'm gonna walk you through two areas that the pandemic has affected us: work and relationships. And I'm gonna give you stories of the pandemic relating to these two, ones that are silver linings, ones that are hopeful, ones that give us optimism for this shitty year. I have 3 stories for you under the work category. So let's begin. For the first story, I know someone who has been working in the banking industry for quite some time. 10, 15 years or so. And when the pandemic hit, he was one of those people that lost his job just a couple months in. Now, on the side at the time, he was working and very interested in network security. And so this was something that he was dabbling at on the side. He ended up completing a cybersecurity course and went out there on the job market. He was able to land a cybersecurity job at a tech company just a couple months after he earned that certification. Once he was taken out of his comfort zone, he made it an opportunity and pursued that career that he always wanted. Now, the second story hits close to home. This one is about a woman, a particularly pretty woman, you could say, and she worked at an IT company as an HR generalist. Now, this person had her hours reduced from 40 hours to 30 hours per week. This particular woman decided to aim her creativity in a couple areas. She decided to do some life coaching and join a bunch of networking groups, and she also decided to pick up her YouTube channel, which had only been meditations at that point. So this woman, who never really shared herself with the world, realized that she had valuable shit in her head and she wanted to share that shit with the world. And so she did. And she currently has like 110, 115 subscribers right now. So if you want to follow her journey, then you can click that subscribe button because she's very excited about it. The third story is also about a fellow YouTuber, but I'm not going to focus on that part of it. So this person owns a dog walking business and has been walking dogs since 2013 as a full-time job. Now, this was a job that he thought he could have, forever. He thought it was a stable job. He thought eventually, in like 10 years or so, he might travel the country in an RV. When the pandemic hit, his world shook upside down because he realized that this job that he worked so hard to get to was not stable. People just didn't need their dogs walked or their house sat when there was a pandemic going on and everyone was working from home. So this got him thinking. He thought, why do I have to stay where I am right now? Why do I have to wait 10 years to get in an RV and enjoy my life? So he put himself on a 3-year plan to downsize and sell his home and travel the country in an RV. This dream that he thought was so far away to him suddenly became tangible and close to him. And that is what the pandemic did for him. Before we move on to the second part of relationships, we are going to take a quick cat pause Except, disclaimer, I'm currently at my parents' house and the cats here are much more boring than mine. If you like my little kitty cats, then consider subscribing. And now, in French. Si vous aimez mes chats, abonnez-vous à ma chaîne. If that doesn't give me an extra subscriber, then I do not know what will. Back to the content. The second part of this is all about relationships. Romantic relationships and familial relationships. I also have 3 stories here for you as well. First story, someone I know, is someone who was going to get married in 2020. Now this person's wedding obviously got delayed. This person spent a lot of time with her significant other during the pandemic and things were going quite okay, but just okay. And it took some time and some reflection for this person to realize that things were not going in the direction that she wanted, and she had the time to reflect about the future, about what kids would look like with this person, what this would manifest into. So she took the wedding delay as a sign, and she ended up breaking it up with that person that she had been with for more than 5 years. And this is a silver lining story because she was able to use the pandemic as a platform of reflection and time to just mull things over, and that has changed the trajectory of her life for the better. The second story is a childhood friend of mine, and she actually was dating someone that was a little toxic to begin with, so when the pandemic happened, it all kind of just exploded. But this person actually found a match on Facebook. It was around the time of the elections, and she was on a lot of different political posts, and well, she kind of hit it off with someone who was part of her party, and now they're dating. Her life trajectory has changed because of this. Third story is one of my friends, and she has to share a single bedroom with her sister, where they both work. And they are getting so close during the pandemic. She told me how they have a jar in their room that they have to put money into if they ever say anything negative about themselves or think anything negative about themselves. Talk about a sister becoming a best friend because you're stuck in a room together. Well, these are all my stories, guys, but what about you? I want to hear your silver lining pandemic story. So get that positive vibe in the comment section below. I'm also a fortune teller, so I'm pretty sure the next video you want to watch is why I don't wear makeup. So you can check it out here. This has been Sarah with Your Ideal Self, and I hope your day is as meaningful as you want it to be. Si vous aimez mes chats, abonnez-vous à ma chaîne.